So now here we are, anti-worker talk show guys, the common man. Imagine the last 50 times, all of you, that you've driven up to a drive-through. You go, yeah, I'd like the what a sandwich combo and the fry. And they go, no, please, can I just have like the what a sandwich combo? And that's the last 50 times I've been to any drive-through. Now imagine driving up to let's go with Wendy's, because that's the story, and telling the speaker what you want. It hears you. It speaks English. Your order is processed with letter perfect precision,
clarity,
and off you go.
Yep.
The tricky news is it's AI that did it, and we just fired somebody. Correct. And it's like, my heart breaks. I get it, but is this like the buggy whip industry? I don't know.
No, let me give you the reason why it makes all the sense in the world. Yeah. And I know it's one town, it's one city, it's one Wendy's.
Oh, it's coming.
There's a Wendy's in St. Petersburg, Florida, that I go to all the time. It's over on 4th Street in St. Pete.
Yeah.
And it is absolutely the most disgraceful disaster of a fast food joint you've ever seen in your life. They never have. Well, I stopped because they finally stopped. But look, this is an American tradition. You go to the fast food place, you get your burger, your fries, whatever. They never have food. They never have. They really don't.
They never have food.
They
that
don't.
Could be an
They'll
obstacle.
say, Mark, you go to the window and you sit for 15 minutes to wait, and then they say, welcome to Wendy's. Sorry, we don't have any meat today. We don't have any burgers.
Wait,
well, I'm not kidding you.
Literally, where's the beef? Clara Peller literally asking, where's the beef?
There's a serious point to this. I want you to follow me here. Or they'll say, we don't have sodas. We don't have drinks today. Yeah. I'm like, you're at Wendy's, you don't have what? You don't have fries? We don't have salads. So finally, I just couldn't stand it. I would keep going. I'd keep going like an idiot, like Charlie Brown with Lucy and the football. I mean, they never... And there's never anybody in there. There's just they've closed the dining room during COVID. Yeah. Well, here's the point. They can't get workers, Mark. They don't have employees, and this is happening all over the country. Yeah, now, I will point out, for what it's worth, somehow the Chick-fil-A a block away is glorious. They never have any problems. They got plenty of smiling, happy
lying
workers.
Around the block.
But at the Wendy's, they can't hire people. They can't find anybody. They don't have anybody to man the store. I mean, they should shut it down. They really should shut it down. But here's what's happening. Well, guess what happens, Mark, when you can't find people to hire? You go to AI. You have a drive-through that works well, and you don't have to worry about paying somebody $7 an hour.
And well, there's the thing, and that's sort of the other angle of this. Part of the reason that AI, if you and I run a fast food chain, why it's pretty tempting to go with AI at the drive-thru, A, is we can't find people. You documented that well. B is we may have no trouble finding people, but these stupid states are saying that you need to make $20 an hour for flipping burgers.
There you go. You're going to get a guaranteed minimum hourly rate, and they can't afford it. They don't want to pay for it, so they're going to go to AI. And guess what? Hate to break it to you, it's more efficient to use the AI drive-through anyway, like you said. So I mean, listen, this is a mess of their own making. Yeah. Listen, tell me you saw Trump's tweet about Bill Barr.
I read it. You retweeted it. That's how I saw it, and I just read it. Do you have it in front of you? Would you like to give it
Let me read
again?
it. Here's what, because Bill Barr has been effusive in saying, he doesn't like Trump, obviously.
We know Bill Barr has huge problems with Trump, so everybody always asks him, okay, then who are you going to vote for? Who are you going to vote for? As if these idiots think that, and you are an idiot if you have trouble with Trump, but that's not going to make you go vote for Biden.
Many of them are.
So Bill Barr at least has...
You think Mitt Romney's going to vote for Donald Trump?
Good, exactly right.
No, and there's a whole bunch of those kinds. There's a whole bunch of those Republicans who say they're not going to vote for Trump, and they're not. So we know Bill Barr doesn't like him, but he's going around saying, of course I'm going to support him. I'm going to vote for him. I have to. Here's what Trump tweeted. Quote, "Wow, former AG Bill Barr, who let a lot of great people down by not investigating voter fraud in our country, has just endorsed me for president, despite the fact that I called him, quote, weak, slow-moving, lethargic, gutless, and lazy. Based on the fact that I greatly appreciate his wholehearted endorsement, I am removing the word lethargic from my statement. Thank you, Bill. MAGA 2024. Boom.
That's how you do it.
I mean, one thing you can't dispute about the guy, his epic sense of humor. Every time I've interviewed him or I've spent time with him one-on-one, and incidentally, we're due to have him on the show in the next week or two, so that'll be fun to get President Trump back and sit down and talk to him about his campaign and about his trial and everything else. But he is without a doubt, one of the funniest men you'll ever meet. You think of Don Rickles meets Sam Kinison meets. I mean, I'm not kidding you. I'm not. Oh no, I'm just talking about one of the funniest. Martin Short. It's that quick, lightning quick humor, and he's self-deprecating
and his boundless energy. He had to be up at 4:00 this morning in order to make an appearance with construction workers at about 5-something in Midtown Manhattan, where they sang his praises almost literally.
We love Trump.
Yeah,
we love Trump. Yep. I mean, and meanwhile, the beast is cornered and wounded. They are pulling crap out of their you-know-what. So let's look at Arizona. New poll comes out. Bloomberg poll released this week. Trump is up 5 in Arizona. Cue the indictments. Suddenly, the attorney general, who incidentally has quite the role to play with election processes in Arizona, she won by hundreds of votes. Remember, she was the one that withheld thousands of votes. Yes. So she was all part of this, a lot of election shenanigans in Arizona.
This is
Once
Chris
again,
Mays.
Chris Mays, a blatant, all of a sudden, boom. Now let's have radical and unprecedented criminal charges against a whole host of people in Trump's
Giuliani,
orbit.
Meadows,
Jenna Ellis, Bora Epstein, Mike. I mean, now, and what are the charges for? Trying to follow the law. It's not illegal to question an election, Mark.
Or to have an alternate slate of electors ready to go just in case the House does the right thing or the Supreme Court does the right thing. And, of course, those people are all called fake electors, as if they are violent insurgents poised to subvert democracy. It was to bolster an accurate democracy why any of these states had alternate slates of electors ready to go.
Here's what's important to know. There's precedent for this. In 1960, of course, it was razor thin between Kennedy and Nixon. Hawaii was closely contested. Hawaii certified Nixon as the winner. Democrats claimed otherwise. They assembled their own slate of electors, and they submitted their votes to D.C. to be counted. And here's what's important, as Charlie Kirk pointed out last night on social media. It worked. After initially certifying Nixon's electors, Hawaii's recount concluded Kennedy won the state by 150 votes. The state's governor retracted the Nixon certification and submitted a new one in favor of Kennedy. Kennedy votes were only counted because the Kennedy electors acted before the courts had ruled. This is garbage. These are garbage people. Chris Mays is corrupt, just as corrupt as Alvin Bragg and Tish James and all the rest of them who are weaponizing everything they can to try to stop people from voting for Donald Trump in November. I don't think it's going to work. Have you seen Biden's new proposal for the capital gains tax?
It's brutal for those who are achieving success, and you are being brutalized for your success. That is
and
what
it's not even
Democrats do.
And it's not even. We make it sound like, well, it's just a lot of wealthy people. Baloney. You buy a house when you're a young person, and then 50 years later you sell it for a substantial profit. Biden is, and you're going to get taxed on that profit. Believe me, I just went through this last year. I am wiped out. I'll be spending a lot of time at the Wendy's these days to try to make, because I got crushed with taxes this year. You know why? Because I sold a property in Texas, in Keller, Texas, and thanks to Christopher Waters International Realty, I got a great price on the property.
The good news is you made a profit on the property. The bad news is here comes the IRS.
Here comes the IRS, and with right now it's about 25%. 25. So I saw a profit, and I got dinged 25% to go to Uncle Sam. Biden wants it to be 44.6%.
Sure, why not?
44.6% capital gains tax proposal from Biden. Now, the last president who tried to do that was Jimmy Carter. And it
How'd
didn't
that
work out so well for him.
Please let that play run again on a stage near you soon.
Tell me you saw Grandpa Joe say 4 more years pause.
Yep.
He read, I'm Ron Burgundy. Do you
he's
have
reading
it?
a speech. No, but we'll both find it.
Oh, I got it. You do the setup
So
and I'll play it.
He's reading on the teleprompter.
Yep.
He says, look at all the things we've done and look what we can do if we have 4 more years. And at that point on the teleprompter, it says in parentheses, pause, which will allow the crowd to start chanting 4 more years, which they do. But Joe takes the teleprompter a little too literally.
4 more years. Pause.
4 more years.
Oh, my Lord. He literally said pause. You know,
I'm
Megyn
Ron
Kelly.
Burgundy.
I know. I'm Ron Burgundy. Yeah. Am I Ron Burgundy? Megyn Kelly tweeted last night, it may have just cost him the election. I mean, it takes some.
I dream of it. It's forgotten by tomorrow.
Mark, and you don't know that. People see that and they say, wait a minute.
I know they do,
come
but
on."
you know the Mark Davis definition of political damage? It's when something happens and it makes people who love you not love you anymore. Is there anybody who's... And listen, maybe I need to revise and extend my own remarks. The hardcore Biden fan, the hardcore Trump hater, they don't care about that. We're the only people who do. But in the mushy middle are folks who are just saying, well, I don't know. Yeah. But then they take a look at his obvious cognitive decline and they go, you know, that's not good in the presidency. And, you know, I had money during Trump, so maybe I vote for Trump.
I think people are going to. There are people who might even love Biden who say, you know what? I love the guy. God bless him.
Or maybe they just stay home. Maybe they don't turn into Trump voters, but maybe they just can't, and maybe they stay home.
Maybe they vote for Donald Trump. Maybe they look around at these college campuses. And incidentally, and can I just parting shot? Don't get squishy on arresting these punks, Mark.
No,
Put them in.
no.
Don't get lock them up. Greg Abbott is right. These are monsters.
He is 100% right, but words do mean things. Anti-Semitism as an attitude is not illegal. We are the free speech people, so phrase it properly. And as the UT officials did, lay out the case of exactly why they shut the event down before it even happened, because it looked through their own language, through their own threatening language, like it was going to be Columbia 2.0.